What is going on, lads? Jack here, and welcome to the first episode of the Cameroon Conquest here on my channel. I'm really not sure about that name. The Cameroon Conquest, does it really work? Who knows? I was trying to think of a name for this series and one didn't spring to my head. Anyway, if you missed the previous Pentagon Challenge episode, you'll have no idea what's happened. But basically, I couldn't find a job immediately after leaving Guangzhou FC, and so I decided to have a crack at national management. Basically, the Chinese season ended in November. I resigned as manager of Guangzhou at the end of November, and for the first month I didn't get a job. And with the African Cup of Nations starting at the start of January, it seemed like an okay opportunity to see if there was any national teams that needed managing. And of the teams that needed managing, one of them was the Cameroon national side. So here we are. This is the Cameroon national team. I've literally come here the day before the tournament started, so the squad that was drafted in isn't my draft, if that makes sense. So if you look at their positions and stuff, we have an abundance of centre-backs and defensive midfielders. I think there's like 8 centre-backs in this national squad and 3 defensive mids. And as a result, I have had to kind of fiddle around with the formation a bit. I'm going to give a kind of overview at the start of this episode, and then we'll crack on straight with the first game of the African Cup of Nations. We are in Group D, which is the 4th group of 4. Just actually, before we even look at the squad, let's have a look at the tournament. So we are in Group D, and we are with Liberia, Benin, and Nigeria. So us and Nigeria are probably the top two I guess, punted to go up. We've got a fairly easy group. There's a few groups where there's 3 good teams: Tonga, Ghana and Morocco, kind of South Africa, Tunisia, Ivory Coast, and I guess Egypt, Senegal and Algeria to an extent. I don't know, because obviously we are in 2019, so regens may have sprung up for certain nations and not others, and as a result some national squads may be stronger than others. But anyway, I'm going to start off by showing the tactics, just so you can get an idea for the shape that we're playing with. And we're going with this kind of 3-4-3 variant with the holding midfielder and then the single centre mid. And then we're going with this big, I guess, 3 powerful strikers up top. These 3 guys, I'll move on to them in a sec. Ndiang, Quote, is that? Quote? I don't know, we'll go with Quote. And Abu Bakar. Okay, sorry, it's the first time saying some of these names and I'm sat there trying to sound them out like a young child learning to read. But anyway, I'm going to give a quick overview of the squad, as I've said, and then we'll crack on straight with this. So, in goal we have Guy Ronald Ndai Assembly. I don't think that was too bad an attempt at his name. But this guy is a 32-year-old goalkeeper, very solid stats. Obviously, low eccentricity is a good thing. It means he's not going to do some crazy scorpion kick on his own line. So he's a really well-rounded off goalkeeper. We have Joel Matip, who is a centre-back, who I believe he plays in France regularly. Does he? No, he plays for Schalke currently. I assume he's not moved. So Joe Matip, very good centre-back. You can see his stats: insane aerial ability, 20 jumping, 17 heading. Very good player. We have Jean-Omel Canablic, who is another centre-back. This guy plays for Arsenal on this current save, although he's actually at Stade Rennais FC. He's another very good centre-back, slightly more of a speedster, as I guess, opposed to kind of the supreme aerial ability of Matip. And then accompanying these 2 centre-backs we have Yaya Banana. Oh my gosh, imagine if you had the name Banana. But no, this guy's a very good player as well, good all-round stats. Yeah, the defence is really solid. As you can see, we do have an abundance of defenders. And so I will probably be rotating this. But I don't know, this squad has an insane defence, and it was tough to come up with a formation that utilised the good defence and as many of the good defensive players as I could, whilst still having a potent attacking threat. But anyway, that's the defence. At defensive mid we have Nikulu. Oh, Jesus, these names. This guy plays for Man U on my current save. Very good kind of anchor man. Plays for Olympique Marseille regularly. Very good player nevertheless. On the right wing, we've got Suchuin, who is a defensive midfielder or a right winger. He's going to be playing right mid for us. He's the only natural right midfielder, not attacking right midfielder in the squad, so hence the fact he's playing there. Very good, solid player. 36 caps for Cameroon already, so I guess the first choice right mid. And then we have Gatan Bong, who is a 30-year-old left defensive, left back or left winger. In this squad there was no natural left midfielder, so this guy is the best fit for the job. I mean, he's not a bad player, he just lacks anything going forward really, but nevertheless not a bad player in the grand scheme of things. We then have Alex Song, the big old Arsenal player. He's at Barcelona on this. Oh, Barcelona and Arsenal players just going to Barcelona, how funny. But no, this guy is the kind of star of the team. He's going to be playing as the playmaker in the centre of the park. Insane defensive stats, but he also has something to offer going forward with his attacking, technical and creative aspects of his game, and I want to utilise them as the kind of best, I guess, attacking centre mid we have in the squad as a playmaker. And then we have a big top three of Nyanik Nindeng, who is a striker for Cameroon. 33 appearances, 21 goals. That's pretty good kind of, I guess, precedent to set. Only 28. Good all-round stats, good in the air, good physical, good speed. You can see what's on screen, and all of these strikers are very similar. We have Leonard Coete, who is pretty much a very similar player. The only real difference is he has something to offer defensively. So he's a very good player. And then we have Bou Bakar, who is yet another striker in this national squad. This guy has not so much in the air, but they're very, very similar strikers, these three players. They're quite big, physical forwards, really going to be kind of hassling, I guess, opposition teams. So yeah, that's the main, I guess, overview of the team. I'm not going to go into too much detail with the subs, but just a quick synopsis of the team, I guess, for you guys. A fairly old squad all in all, not too many young players. This is just going to be a temporary placement where I come here over the African Cup of Nations, and then I will be resigning and going on, I guess, with the Pentagon challenge and seeing what other opportunities come my way. But this is just something a little bit different. I've not seen anyone do a Football Manager African Cup of Nations kind of playthrough. I know people kind of stray away from their national sides because there's not a lot going on, but with me being, I guess, a free agent as such, and with this job available with a tournament literally a week, I guess, away, it made sense to just come here. So hopefully you guys enjoy this series. Let's crack on straight away with this first game, which is against Nigeria. We are playing in Tunisia. Tunisia are the home nation for this tournament. In our pre-season, pre-tournament friendlies, which I wasn't here for, 1-1 draw against Ghana and a 2-1 win against Egypt, which is two pretty decent results. I'm just going to quickly show you the team tactics actually. So it's this 3-1-3-3, if you want to call it that. I'm going to refer to it as a 3-4-3. It's actually based off the Chengdu tactic, but it's kind of, well, you can see how it's different to the Chengdu tactic, but a lot of the mentality and stuff is the same. Very direct play, roaming from the wingers and the free forwards to overlap with one another. Fast play, using the wings when we want. Pressing them up the park, and rather than with kind of like how we played with Chengdu on the wings, this is going to be very much about getting the ball to Song and letting him play as the deep line playmaker and get the passes up the field to the free forwards who are all very dominant in the air. But anyway, let's just crack on straight with this. Oh wow, we can actually have 12 substitutes. It always helps to read the rules of these events. Guess we'll just stick everyone on the bench then. That's really odd. I didn't realise that the African Cup of Nations you could have up to 12 subs. Learn something new every day, I suppose. But anyway, let's crack on straight with this. This is against Nigeria. Big game for us. We're playing at the Stade du 15 Octobre. Wow, if that's an actual stadium name, I'm assuming that means Stadium the 15th of October. I don't even know. I don't want to know the origins of that name. Anyway, let's just crack on straight with this. So don't let the fans down. Just go out there and relax. The result will come. Balanced and attacking philosophy. I'm going to make sure I have the highlights on extended for this series because I don't know. There's only, well, potentially there is the 3 group stage games. Then there's up to 3 or 4 knockouts games. I think there's only 3. I think it goes quarterfinals, semi-final, finals. We are expected to win this tournament, so this is going to be interesting to see how we fare. But anyway, crack on straight with this game now. This is a very untested tactic, so it's going to be interesting to see how this works. But you can kind of see how it's shaped already. We've kind of got this, I don't know how to describe this shape, but it looks good. Bakar gets the ball to Song, to Nikolu. Can Suchin get it into a dangerous area? No, he can't. Dispossessed, cleared upfield. I think that'll be the end of the highlight. Yes, it is. So no, I don't know what you guys think about this whole going to a national thing. It's kind of just one of these things where I was looking over it, and the thing that makes you guys love the Pentagon so much is how different it is, and this is just another, I guess, something a little bit different, a breath of fresh air. You know, you see a lot of kind of Premier League in England playthroughs going on, and they're a little bit tedious and a little bit, I don't know, I like to have something that's different for you guys, so hopefully this fits the bill. As I've said, I don't intend to stay with Cameroon. However, as it is a national job, I can always look for a club job and manage these, and then meantime, if depending on how we get on, I suppose I might get sacked if we don't win the tournament. But anyway, Song to Bong, Nikulu gets dispossessed, but Song will mop up. Suchin, the right winger, with some ball into the box, and Kouete is there. But Koueke even, not Kouete. What the hell am I on about? It doesn't matter. 1-0 up against Nigeria after 7 minutes. This tactic's looking really good, actually. I mean, you can see the shape, how it's... We have enough about us defensively, I feel, with our really strong kind of players at the back. We have a lot of quality. As I've said, you know, compared to a lot of the other African teams. But that said, Nigeria are a very good team. So it'll be interesting to see how this tactic fares, and we need to defend this well here. Ball is dealt with well, and now can we hit on the break with our 3 forwards linking up with each other. Obviously I've got them set to roaming, so they are going to kind of overlap with each other hopefully, and kind of just play good interplay, and the ball cannons off the crossbar from long range, and Nigeria will clear it, but the danger is not gone as the ball makes its way to the playmaker Song, who is caught in possession. Looking at the stats, we are on top. Nigeria yet to make a chance, but you know what my looks like. I'll probably let in a goal now as they go on the attack. But no, this is a really good start to the match so far. This tactic looks like it could work for us, and Bong is injured on the left wing. My only natural left winger in the entire team will have to go with Bell, who's the only other alternative. Hopefully Bong isn't out for too long, or that could be a bit of a problem going forward, and I might have to play a slightly narrower. How are we faring here? Stat-wise, we look in control of the game, and we've got another chance to hit them on the break here. Looks like they're playing with 3 at the back, although I wasn't really looking at their formation. Actually, no, it has become a 4 again. I guess a lot of teams that we're going to come up against are going to have 3 at the back, so it'll be interesting to see how our 3 kind of really good quality strikers are able to terrorise them. But we do look to be playing the ball around really well here, and Suchin is going to cap off that really nice move. 2-0 up against Nigeria after 18 minutes. Nigeria, very good team. They've got players like Mikel in the centre, who I've noticed. They've probably got a few regens, obviously. I think Obi's a natural player as well. It's weird when you get to kind of 2019, because you're never really sure what pro players are still left, because it's impossible to keep track on them all. But we've dealt with that, and now we need to deal with this corner. That was Nigeria's first shot on goal that was saved then. Can we get the ball away, guys? Can we prevent the ball coming in? We can't, but the ball is going to be cleared, and Song able to just get it away. Suchin's looking really good on the right hand side, and Song looks really comfortable in possession, just being able to spread it to either the wide men or up front. He's not having too much pressure put on him, and he's able to pick out some good passes. But can we get the ball into the box here? Cleared away, and now we need to look at how we can work the ball here. Suchin, a ball dinked over to Nidiang, and he is going to just blast it over. That's a poor finish by any striker standard. But we do look in complete control of this game. It could easily be 3 or 4-0. We've hit the crossbar once. I think there was a cross that also hit the crossbar that was tipped over. And we look really comfortable in possession of the ball. We've almost got 60% of the ball, which, if you were playing a control philosophy, would be good. But considering we were playing an attacking philosophy, that's really good. Because obviously control inclines you to get the ball more and have the ball more, but maybe not necessarily work the ball into the box. Whereas when you're playing on attacking philosophy, you are working the ball into the box and you are more inclined to lose the ball. But we do look really solid here. I mean, they're having a little spell of possession here, but Suchin with a tackle, and now can we hit on the break? I mean, leaving our 3 men up top really seems to be paying off well, because the midfielders have always got an option to pump the ball up to. Because of our kind of direct style of play, the ball's very often just being hoofed up to the top men, and with 3 of them there, they're able to find space amongst each other. I guess really stretching the 4 at the back of Nigeria when we quickly get possession in the centre from our defensive players, which is kind of what this tactic's all about. You know, defend well, then hit on the break and get the ball up the park when we have the ball. And that's another good long range effort, that time by Abukar, but that will be saved. And again, we just look really good. I can't stress this enough. We do look like we should be winning this by more, and maybe we can get a few more here as Bell gets the ball, the long shot over the crossbar, all over them. I mean, 12 shots already, and they've only had 1, and it was on target. Jiang injured, no point in risking him as a striker. I'd rather sub him off now whilst we're 2-0 up, and then potentially have him fit sooner. So tell the players they've been playing well. Things are going really well. I can't believe how quickly the team's kind of adapted to this tactic. It's completely untested. I've not had a chance to test it with this team. But I kind of, when you come to tactics, I did a video all about tactics a while ago, but it is all about trying to play to your strengths, and with this abundance of really good kind of defensive players and ball winning players, it was a really good and kind of obvious decision, I guess, to try and use that to our advantage with our 3 really physical forwards. And we don't really have too many kind of attacking central midfielders, which I do usually like to play with, so we have to make the best of what we have. But anyway, looks like we're winning the ball away here. No, giving the ball away. Don't let him get into the box now, guys. I mean, we have strength in numbers on the defence. You can see how the 3 forwards are still just sat up there, but everyone else getting behind the ball, doing their job, trying to, I guess, close down the opposition. And that's going to go for a goal kick. So yeah, going really well. I mean, I don't know how many of you watched any of the African Cup of Nations. I know, obviously, I have quite an international audience. I don't know if anyone is from Africa. I think a few people, I think someone said they're from the UAE, which isn't really Africa, but it's not far off. But in England, like, it's covered the African Cup of Nations on ITV4, and I did catch the occasional bit. I don't know if any of you guys saw any of it. I think one of my highlights from this year's tournament was when a goalpost broke, when a player ran into the back of the net and pulled on the box netting, and it dislodged one of the goalposts, and there was a good 15-minute break whilst they had to get a replacement goal fitted in because the other goal had broken. So yeah, that's my African Cup of Nations experience. We are on the attack here, and Kuwait again 3-0 up against Nigeria. We are slaughtering them at the moment. They don't seem to be able to do a lot. They are getting a few more chances this half, but we are still in control of possession and doing a really good kind of job of just asserting our dominance over what appears to be a lackluster and pretty weak Nigeria side. I mean, I thought that this was going to be my major rival, this group, and it was important to win this game against them, because whoever won this game was probably most likely to win the group. So to be 3-0 up, I can't see them coming back, to be honest, with how we're playing at the moment. Just going to retain and keep this performance going for the last 20 minutes. Maybe grab a few more if we can. But no, we're looking really solid, and there's only a minute left, so I think this is in the bag now. And it is indeed 3-0. Our players just running over to celebrate with the fans in the corner. That was a really good win. Let's tell the lads that. I'm very happy with the result and how you played. Everyone looks delighted. We played really solidly that game, and I'm pretty pleased with that performance, considering it was a completely untested and untried tactic. So anyway, guys, this has been a pretty long first episode, but hopefully you've got a feel for what this series is going to be all about. It's only going to be a short series, but I don't know, variety is everything. In the FM community, a lot of people are doing the same stuff, and I like to try and do stuff different when I can. So if you enjoyed this first episode of the, I guess, Cameroon Conquest. Yeah, the Cameroon Conquest. I almost forgot what the series was called for a second. But no, if you enjoyed this series, smash the like button so I'm aware that you like it, because it's sometimes hard when a new series comes out for me to get, I guess, an idea of whether or not people are digging it or not. So if you're digging it, smash the like button. Other than that, guys, it's me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.